Hey everyone, this is Ms. Moffat from across the Litiverse. We're throwing down for another bookish debate here on BookTube. Can a self-respecting literary adult read YA fiction? Or should we shame them for their age-inappropriate tastes and slap those series out of their dirty, shaky paws? Ruth Graham wrote an article for the Slate Book Review in which, according to her stats here, she admits to pitying and kind of reviling about 55% of YA fiction buyers. That's a lot of people to piss off. And I think those people will take particular offense to the notion that, I quote, adults should feel embarrassed about reading books for children. Apparently, us grown-ups are, and I quote, better than this. Especially, according to Graham, when it comes to realistic fiction like John Green's Fault in Our Stars. Convenient that this article appeared the day before the film adaptation of this YA juggernaut hit theaters around the world, and was guaranteed to put Hollywood blockbusters like Maleficent and X-Men Days of Future Past in a headlock that weekend. Whenever I come across articles like this, namely when they target one author or a specific genre, or in this case, both, all I see is a frustrated writer wishing she or he had written whatever wildly popular book she or he is now decrying. I mean, granted, the article sparked the renewed defense of YA books and other genre fiction like sci-fi, fantasy, mystery, and romance, who have all had to slip on their brass knuckles and fight for some respect on the bookshelf. And I'm sure the Slate Book Review ain't hurting for new traffic to their website or to their content, so can't fault them for that. But what use is there in shaming others for their reading preferences? I remember reading an article on Mental Floss where they published just shocking statistics on literacy and reading. For instance, 1/3 of high school graduates will never read another book. 42% of college graduates are in the same boat. And 70% of American adults have not been in a bookstore in the last 5 years. And I really hope that means they're using their local libraries or buying books online instead. And Graham's appalled that readers like The Fault in Our Stars, and bought The Fault in Our Stars in droves, and are flocking to theaters to pay full price to watch the film adaptation and then going out to buy the book for their friends who haven't read it yet. This issue hits close to home for me when it relates to Graphica. I love me some manga. That is no secret on this channel. I love it. I love the insane reactions to relatively normal situations. I love how magical elements just kind of naturally appear in these worlds. I love slice-of-life manga that examines weird after-school clubs that would never exist in the real world. It entertains me, and a large part of my paycheck comes from knowing a great deal about new series. And yet I do feel awkward and judged when I mention that I like manga, even though I am often talking to people who are buying the latest DC or Marvel comic. We are all reading. So does a label a publisher slapped on a book really affect its relevance or its quality? Case in point, The Book Thief by Marcus Zizek. Unreal book. In the UK, The Book Thief is filed with adult literary fiction. In North America, you'll have to check out the teen book section to find it. The only reason for its placement in YA fiction here, the main character is an 11-year-old girl. That's it. It's one publishing house's assumption that adults like Graham will look down their nose at a book written about a preteen. And according to Graham, she's fine with missing out on this spectacular book. So I have to turn this over to you guys. Are you an adult who reads YA? Will you willingly tell people that you read YA? Have you faced criticism for reading a certain genre? Or do you criticize readers of certain genres? Please leave some comments below, or if you're a member of the BookTube community, feel free to leave me a video response. I'm curious to know where you all stand on this issue. Signing off.